If you've ever felt like your sun sign doesn't quite fit you, like it's something you're trying to live up to but never fully are, you're not alone. The truth is, your sun sign isn't your default personality. It's your solar path. It's a part of you that's always been reaching towards something bigger, even if it's been hidden under fear, doubt, or years of conditioning. And once you understand what that journey really looks like for your sun sign, you'll stop wondering why am I not like my sun sign and start seeing the exact direction your soul came here to grow. So in this video, we're not just listing traits, we are walking through all 12 sun signs as a journey. Welcome back to Path of Radiance. On this channel, we don't just talk about astrology as a tool to predict the future, we use it to learn more about ourselves. So if you're here to live more intentionally, you're in the right place. Oh, before we begin, if you have not watched my first video on what your sun sign really represents, I highly recommend starting there. In that video, I've explained the core meaning of sun in Vedic astrology and why it feels so hard to shine. It will really help you get the most of what we are about to discuss for your specific sun sign. I've linked it here for you. Okay, let's begin. Keep in mind here we are just talking sun signs here, so this is more of a general description. Depending on other conjunctions or aspects and strength of planets, this can of course change. So let's start. Aries suns often come into the world bursting with light. Aries sun, there's always so much energy or spark or boldness that wants to jump into and experience everything. But very early on, that boldness might be met with disapproval from others. Maybe they were told they were too much, too loud, too restless, or too impulsive. So they learn to hold back, to hesitate, to second guess their decisions in order to seem polite or agreeable with others. And over time, that vibrant inner fire of theirs gets buried under layers of frustration, sometimes even anger, because it was never meant to be caged in the first place. Aries wasn't born to dim. It's not here to ask for permission. Aries is the soul that came here to initiate, to act without overthinking, to move towards life with courage. The journey of the Aries sun is about trusting that gut feeling again and reclaiming the right to speak up, to move fast, to take up space, even if people around you don't like it. Taurus suns are often born into worlds that feel unstable, where there is a rush to grow up, to achieve, or just to survive. So they learn early on that slowing down isn't always safe for them. So they might find themselves pushing past their own rhythm, their own inner rhythm, just to keep up with others' expectations. So they are constantly doing or producing because deep down, somewhere, they worry that staying still means that they are not good enough, that resting might be looked down as lazy, and that comfort must be earned. But Taurus is not here to hustle endlessly. They are here to ground, to root deeply into the earth, into the body, into this present moment. Taurus sun carries the soul of someone who came here to bring peace in chaos, who knows how to build something slowly and steadily, brick by brick. The real journey for a Taurus sun is about remembering that value isn't something that you prove, it's something that you already carry. When you begin to trust your natural rhythm and honor your own pace, you will feel safer. Not just that, you become a source of safety for others as well. Gemini suns come into this world full of questions. They are curious and they are observant and they are endlessly fascinated by the world around them. But often early in life, their ideas might be pushed aside. Maybe they are told that they talk too much or change their mind too much or that they don't have focus. So So they start editing themselves. So they try to sound more serious and look more serious. And by that, they are losing their playful joy that made their voice unique in the first place. But Gemini did not come here to follow a script. This sun came here to explore, to connect, and to learn through living in life. Gift isn't in having all the answers, but in asking the right questions. When a Gemini sun stops trying to impress others and starts trusting the power of its own voice, that's when the true magic happens in their life. Cancer suns are born with open hearts. They are sensitive, they're intuitive, and they are deeply tuned into the emotions in a room, even before they can make fully sense of it. But if their environment didn't honor their sensitivity, they may have learned to hide it. They might become the caregivers, the emotional support person for other people, always checking in with others and holding space for others while inside wondering if anyone will do the same for them. And that's a wound there. The belief that their own needs are too much, or that they must always protect others while never being fully seen themselves. But Cancer did not come here to disappear into someone else's story. This sun came to nurture, yes, but also to be nurtured, to feel safe enough to open fully. When a Cancer sun starts trusting its emotional waves and stops apologizing for its depth, it becomes a healing force, not just for themselves but for everyone around them. Leo suns are born with a natural glow. There is something captivating about them, like a sense of play, a drama, or warmth, or a sense of play or warmth or charisma that shines through even before they say a word. But often their early life brings them mixed messages. Maybe they were praised one day and criticized the next, told to be confident but also not arrogant. They were encouraged to stand out, and then they were shamed for being attention seeking. So they start dimming their light and hiding their boldness, and deep down they begin to wonder, is it safe to be seen for who I really am? But Leo wasn't born to hide. This sun carries the soul of someone who came here to express fully and joyfully. Leo shines when it plays, when it creates, when it says, this is me. The journey of the Leo sun is about reclaiming the spotlight, not just for validation but as an act of truth. Virgo suns often step into this life with the quiet sense of duty. Even as children, they may feel responsible for getting things right, for being good, being helpful, and being needed. They notice the flaws that others did not. They pick up on the little things that felt off. And somewhere along the way, they begin to believe that they must earn love by being useful, that if they're not fixing something, they are failing. Virgo suns came here to serve something deeper. Virgo shines when it channels its gifts into something that truly matters, when it organizes the chaos, when it refines and improves, not to prove itself, but because it truly cares. When a Virgo sun finally stops being hard on themselves and about their own imperfections and start seeing themselves as a brilliant, capable channel for something good, that's when things change in their life. Libra suns often grow up learning to read the room before they speak because they care so much about peacekeeping. They sense when something is off and they instinctively try to bring peace, to mediate and smooth things over. But over time, that harmony comes with a cost. They might start abandoning their own truth just to keep the peace. They smile even when they're hurting. They agree when they actually want to say no. And slowly, their reflection gets cloudy because they've been mirroring everyone but themselves. Libra is not meant to lose themselves in others. This sun came to understand the beauty of balance, not just between people but within themselves. Libra sun shines when it learns to stand in its own truth while at the same time staying open to connections. When they realize that honesty doesn't have to equal conflict and that real harmony starts from within. The journey is about reclaiming your voice. Scorpio suns often face the shadow side of human life when they're young. They may experience betrayal, loss, power struggles, or any experiences that leave them guarded. So they build walls around them and they retreat. They learn to watch others deeply, but they won't let themselves be seen, because somewhere inside there's a quiet belief in them that if people see the real them with all the intensity, they leave. Scorpio did not come here to stay hidden. This sun carries the soul of someone who came here to transform, who can walk through the darkness and come out more stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Scorpio shines when it embraces its emotional truth instead of fearing it, when it learns that vulnerability is not weakness but it's power. Sagittarius suns are born with big questions and even bigger dreams. They have a natural hunger to explore, to know more, and to live more. But early life often feels confining to them. They may grow up around people who have narrow beliefs or heavy rules that try to restrict them. So what do? They shrink themselves to fit into the box, to fit in. And they try to stay practical, to stay safe. But Sagittarius suns are not born for smallness. This sun carries the fire of someone who came here to seek, to find truth. Sagittarius shines when it follows meaning, not just logic, when it says yes to adventure, when it finds freedom not by running away, but by fully engaging with life. The real journey of a Sagittarius sun begins when you stop asking, is this allowed? And start asking, does this make me happy? Capricorn suns often feel the weight of the world early in their life. They may have been the responsible one, the achiever, or the adult in the room long before they were supposed to be an adult. There's a quiet pressure in their mind that always says that you have to keep going, you have to be strong. So they build walls of achievement. Then they define their worth by how much they have done. But no matter how high they climb, it never feels good enough. Capricorn suns did not come here to prove anything. This sun came here to build something meaningful, not for status. It shines when it slows down and chooses its own direction and creates with purpose instead of pressure from others. Capricorn becomes powerful when it leads from its quiet inner strength, not to show off, but to create something that will last long, like a legacy. Aquarius suns are often born a little bit different, a little outside the norm, a little bit too rebellious, or a little too ahead of time. And early on, they feel it. It's very likely that they were misunderstood. Maybe they hid their uniqueness to fit in, or maybe they rebelled so hard. Either way, they carry the weight of feeling like I am different. But Aquarius didn't come here to blend with the others. This sun carries the soul of a visionary, someone who came here to question the rules, to speak the truth even when it's uncomfortable, to spark some change in the world. Aquarius sun shines when it embraces its weirdness as wisdom, when it stops chasing approval from others and starts channeling its difference into innovation, ideas, or movements in the world. Pisces suns are born with open hearts. They feel everything, not just their own emotions, but the undercurrents of the world around them. Early life can feel very overwhelming for these people, so they may escape into fantasy or caretaking, or some people into silence even. They may carry emotions that don't even belong to them. Often they can't even make sense of where do they end and where do others begin. But Pisces didn't come here to disappear into others. This sun carries the soul of a mystic, someone who came here to merge with the divine and bring that beauty into this world. Pisces shines when it turns their sensitivity into creation, when it channels emotion into art, poetry, or healing. But to do this, they need to learn how to draw boundaries. Not building walls, but boundaries that protect their softness without closing their heart.